Kim's with us in Memphis. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Dave? It's an honor to talk to you.
You too. What's up in your world?
I lost my husband December 24th.
Oh, my goodness.
He was pretty young. He was only 45. He had a GBM, grade 4, with a very rapid decline. But I was very happy and honored to be called his wife and take care of him in his last moments. He died here at home with us, and we held his hand as he took his last breath. So,
wow, Christmas Eve.
All of our children have that memory.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
At that time, our youngest was 6. He turned 7 on January 4th, and then we have a 13 and 14-year-old. My husband, very godly man, and he believed in trying to make sure, that we were okay. So he worked. I stayed at home and took care of our children. Mm-hmm. And when he died, of course, he had insurance at work, and he also purchased private insurance. And those insurance plans equaled than I've ever seen, but not nearly the amount you probably see or anyone else. But it's small to many people. It's 400,000.
Mm-hmm. That's both
issue
policies.
I'm very new with this.
Stop. Both policies total 400,000. The total, both of them.
Yes.
The private and the one at work. Okay. What did he used to make as an income?
70 to 80,000 a year.
Okay. And do you guys have any debt?
Very little debt. We have a car.
Mm-hmm.
He purchased a minivan for me, and then there's a car that's already paid for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how much is owed on the minivan?
About $3,500.
And how much is owed on your home?
So we don't have a home. We moved into an apartment when my husband fell ill.
Okay. So you don't own a home currently?
No.
And you have 3 children and you're in the apartment. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is there any money other than the 400,000?
We had a pension. I don't know what that is yet. And a very, very small 401k, but I don't know what that is yet as far as the pension.
Okay. Which car are you going to keep?
Which one am I going to keep?
Mm-hmm. You don't need 2.
The minivan.
Okay. All right. What will the other one sell for?
I think it's a 2000. He bought it from a crew member at work. Mm-hmm. And it was at $2,500, so it's barely driven.
Okay, so it's worth a couple grand.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good news. Okay, well, here's a couple things to think through. All right, number one, I'm so sorry. This is an amazing thing for your young family to go through. Number two, I'm going to assign one of our coaches that has been through our training to walk with you through this at no charge. We don't sell anything and we don't want anything. We just want to help you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Are you in a good church?
I am.
Okay, good. So you've got some support around you and hopefully family as well.
Yes.
Then what I try to do is, I know if something happened to Sharon, we've been married 34 years, and if something happened to her, I wouldn't be able to breathe for a while. And this is really, really fresh right now. And some days you do well and other days you don't. And that would be normal grieving for normal people in your situation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, it's not a really good time to make big money decisions right now, because no matter who you are, me included, and I'm the money guy, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't be thinking clearly.
Right.
And so a good rule is to try not to make big decisions if possible. And the good news is you really don't have to make any big decisions today. You don't have to be an expert on investing less than 30 days from the time that your husband goes to heaven. I mean, that you just don't. It's okay. You're in good shape. So what I would tell you to do is make a couple of little moves, and then the rest of the money, I would just sit on it and cry for a while. Number one move is we probably keep one car, sell the other one, and pay off the van, okay? But that really isn't going to take much money. The other car will sell for almost enough to pay off the van, right?
Right.
And then the rest of the money, we're just going to park it in a simple CD. It doesn't really earn anything. And you're going to pull just a little bit off per month to meet your monthly budget only.
Okay.
Set yourself a really tight monthly budget, tighter than you used to live on probably, and live on that to minimize the amount of this money that you use before you start investing it. Because if you use up a bunch of it, the amount of money it will make when you start investing it will be less. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
In other words, if we spend $30,000 to live for the next 6 months, that leaves you somewhere around 370. But if we spend $100,000 in the next 6 months, that only leaves you $300,000 to invest to live off the income that it creates. So we want to leave that nest egg as big as possible. So for the future, but without being crazy. I mean, you all need to live, but you got to be aware of what's called grief spending, which is spending to medicate your pain. Okay,
Yeah.
and not be doing that.
I haven't received anything yet, and I'm grateful
That's
because
good.
I've just been in prayer about this.
Yeah, that's good. Just prayer is a good place to be. Find some peace in the middle of this, and financial peace is part of the equation. And we just start developing a game plan. And so I would park the money and do as little as possible. Now, can you all live in that apartment comfortably for 6 months?
Yeah. So my husband was receiving disability starting in October.
Mm-hmm.
So they just converted. Well, they will convert once they receive the death certificate, the Social Security disability benefits to survivor benefits.
Exactly. And that'll help to not draw down on the $400,000 to live. That'll help you with your budget. So my recommendation, if emotionally, since he passed in that apartment, if emotionally you can stay there, I don't know. You got to make that decision.
Right.
I would make as few decisions as possible. Sell one car, keep one. That's a small decision. Stay in the apartment for 6 months and cry.
Okay.
I don't mean cry the whole 6 months, but I mean get past the worst part of the grieving and then start talking about doing some investing. Then start talking about this. And one of our coaches will help you. Kelly Daniel's going to pick up, and we're going to hook you up with one of our coaches. Again, at our expense, you will pay nothing. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.